Hello and welcome to Superpower Broadcasting. I'm Kevin Castley. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Tonight is debate night. Tonight I'm joined here with Ace Archist, one of the prominent figures of anarchist Twitter, and he and I are going to debate tonight. So if you're out there and you're interested in debating me, send me a DM. We'll work out a time to debate and everything. But here we are. A lot of people have been waiting for this one. And with that, we got Ace here. So Ace can go first to make his opening. We don't have a moderator tonight, so it's going to be a bit more free form than usual. But feel free to go ahead, Ace.
Okay, I believe I'll only take about 3 to 4 minutes for my opening here. I don't think it'll take very long. First, I would like to start with a moment of laughter for the 4 ATF agents who got smoked and they're looking up, watching from white people heaven. Okay, thank you. So my problem is that neocons are mostly Democrats who all just wish JROTC would continue after high school into real life. Luckily, in real life, there's a lot more toilets, so the threat of swirlies keeps them at bay. We're relatively safe that they are relegated to YouTube debates on Sunday nights with an audience of 50. The Mayocons take the worst positions of every ideology and mesh them all together. The worst globalist ideas have an impotent fan club that's mocked by everyone who isn't them. They have no political allies, similar to their real social lives. To show how ridiculous neocons are, I have to show up here at 9 o'clock and debate Alfred E. Neocon and explain why he should be ignored. Neoconservatism is kind of like being a brony. It's only appealing to social rejects, and somehow in the end, everyone involved is a pedophile. Neoconservatism begins with countries wanting to take over the world for spices, and it dies wanting to take over the world to eliminate countries that use spices. The only military action I would support is America invading the Great White North and putting all maple monkeys and syrup sambos on the USS Liberty and having he/Hisrael blow it up again. By the way, who does the neocons side with in the USS Liberty incident? Neoconservatism to me seems like someone who takes the Navy SEAL copy pasta way too seriously. I would like to end this with a story, though, of my only interaction with a neoconservative in real life, and that would be my stepfather. We had a special relationship. I remember as a kid, maybe 7 years old, I was in the bathtub and I was playing with soap. And as a curious 7-year-old, I accidentally got some soap in an area where it shouldn't be. And I was screaming in anguish. And my stepfather, kid, he busts in the door. He comes, he hears his son screaming, and he knows what to do. And he holds me up, and he sucks the soap out of my urethra. And that stepfather, that great gentleman, that great little kid dick sucker was my stepfather, John McCain. In conclusion, my problem with neoconservatism is just how gay it is. It's not gay like me and my boyfriend, El Pulpo, who is gay, who I kiss on the mouth, but gay as in Reddit gold gay. Gay like Steven Universe gay. Gay like hosting political debates on fringe ideology at 9 p.m. gay. We are all gay.
Gay bad, right? Gay bad. That's basically one of the only memes you guys have, right? So is there anything else you'd like to add, Ace, for your opening statement?
No.
Okay, then. So, well, there you go. So that's Ace there. So we're debating tonight, and that's his opener. He had a lot of memes. We had my USS Liberta. We had gay bad. We had neocons equal pedos. Ton of stuff there. A lot of slander, etc. That's cool, you know? What a meme. Anyway, basically, so my opponent here is an anarchist who supports Iran getting nuclear weaponry, and essentially has said that that the United States has been deserving, essentially, of being attacked with upwards of nuclear weapons. I mean, we could go through the tweets and everything, but I think it stands for itself. Additionally, I want to make it clear that anarchism is diluted not only in its theoretical misconceptions of how the real world works, and of course, one of the big ironies with anarchism is that the actual international system being anarchic precludes anarchism from ever actually coming to form, because there are no world police in totality, and an anarchist state would be easily overrun by a communist or fascist or really any state that could muster any sort of opposition to it, and just as we've seen throughout history. Additionally, neoconservatism is, I mean, it was mentioned by Ace here that in neoconservatism, he described was this combination of all the worst things and whatnot. And what you have to understand here is that my opponent here represents basically all of the worst aspects. And we've seen this, and as I said, not just in the theoretical misconception, but also in terms of the practical worldview and approach and everything. I mean, Ace really is the kind of guy that if there's terrorists out there, if there's an anti-American regime out there, he's basically going to go to bat for them. And it's the sort of thing that I think is always hilarious, honestly, that whenever America's allies do something, whenever America does something, it's looked at with the most staunch sort of criticism, the most, some would regard, in particular cases as fifth columnary. And yet whenever Russia, Iran, North Korea, et cetera, the Houthis do things, they're always given a pass. And I find that interesting because to see an anarchist hope that an Islamic fundamentalist theocracy gets nukes, it's kind of interesting, because I would have thought that anarchists would have been against the state altogether. And we could have a debate about the state. We could talk about the state. I think it's very clear that statism is the only way. The question is, what kind of ideology is the state going to operate under? I argue for liberal democracy, obviously, and neoconservatism is the best vanguard and safeguard of not only defense of the liberal order, but the expansion of the liberal order, rather. And so I don't really have too much else to add. I think we could kind of get into, the back and forth and everything. I think, Ace, one thing that you said was that you said on Twitter a couple of weeks ago that you hope that Iran gets a nuclear bomb. Do you mind explaining that for us? Because a lot of people would find that to be basically treasonous at this point, right?
They would find it to be bastedly treasonous, perhaps. Very based. Aren't you guys nuke-pilled? So Iran can't be nuke-pilled, just you guys?
Well, America, that's the false equivalence, right? America is different than Iran. America is the vanguard of the liberal order. Iran is Shiite terrorists that want to nuke Israel and are currently propping up Houthis that have been starving Yemen and essentially attacking Saudi Arabia and killing civilians across the board. We, of course, obviously see Iran, in terms of their proxies, waging war across the Middle East. The irony here is that they're the actual imperial power that's got this endless war complex going on from Syria to Lebanon to Iraq to Yemen, and they're sending young Iranians to go and die for territory outside their own borders. Isn't that kind of funny? So this idea that, America has them, why can't Iran have them? Iran is not the United States. Those are two different systems. One is on a death cult, death wish to nuke Israel. The other is trying to prevent that. So,
should Justin Trudeau have nukes?
No, I'm not a fan of Justin Trudeau. I despise Justin Trudeau.
Should he have nukes, though?
No, absolutely not. America should be the only country with nukes.
Should Israel have nukes?
In the current moment, yes, absolutely. Down the road, ideally, the United States would be the only country with nukes once the world is a peaceful, liberal, democratic order.
Why would Israel not have the nukes down the road once this order is established? Why couldn't they have the nukes then? Why just the United States?
Well, the idea is that an international system is inherently unstable, and that in order to guarantee world peace down the road, perhaps even thousands of years, the world would become one country, and that would be the United States. So,
word. Look, I don't get the whole nuke thing. I don't care who has the nukes, to be honest, as long as it just eliminates all the chalk roaches and the Arctic apes that are causing all these issues up north. That's really who. I don't care who does it. It could be Iran. That's fine with me. I don't care who does it. And you can call it terrorism. It doesn't hurt my feelings. It's not the first time I've been called a terrorist. You've called it to me 100 times on Twitter. We've used the terrorist. So, I mean, that word's, you have to use something a little bit more convincing than just calling people terrorists.
Well, you support the largest state sponsor of terrorism getting nuclear weapons, and your best defense of it was to say that that would either be based or that you didn't care, but you're not opposed to Iran.
I support it in a meme sense because it's funny because it makes you mad and it watches you spurg and you go and you have me come on here at 9 o'clock to have debates. That's how ridiculous it is. That's why I support it. It's funny because it makes you have to do these ridiculous things. Of course it's funny. Do I want any state actor to have nukes? No, it's ridiculous. Why would I want a state actor to have nukes? You think that's the anarchist position? You seriously believe that?
Well, you're defending their acquiring nuclear weapons on Twitter. So it does seem to be that as long as they're anti-American, you're good with them getting nukes. So
I'm sorry. I'm just reading the comments. All right. What else we got?
Yeah, well, I mean, I asked you a question there. I grilled you on your defense of the Iranian nuclear program.
Let's talk about getting some pussy, dude. Should we have a pussy getting contest? Because I think the neoconservatism is just giving up on the pussy stance. I think it's what happens when a motherfucker gets you a pussy. I don't want to be crass. Sorry to the listeners. Anarchism, clearly. Have you ever been to a Juggalo event? All those guys call themselves anarchists. And look, it's just people getting laid galore. It's wicked. And then they're not annoying on Twitter. Imagine that parallel. The Juggalos are the less annoying group when contrasted to the neoconservatives.
So you're a fan of the insane clown posse? Is that what I'm getting at here? Is that the deal?
You don't think they're based?
Oh God, dude!
They're a Christian group.
Is this 2012 or something? I mean, these are memes. I forgot those guys even existed with the clown shit. I mean,
that's right. You're one of those Reddit fedora tippers, the Christian group.
I haven't been on Reddit in a long time. I'm not even Christian, dude. So
yeah, I forgot. That's what I meant to amend it to. Of course, it couldn't get any more meme than that. Of course, you're not Christian.
Are you?
No, I'm not. But it's just funny. It's funny in your sense. Most of the anarchists I know are Christian, and I think it's perfectly fine. In fact, they don't know that I'm not. But it's just funny that you're not. It's very stereotypical, I reckon.
Stereotypical? How so? I thought the meme was that what, statists or defenders of America are Christian? Is that the meme?
No, the meme is that people who take political fringe statism are nerds. And they are fedora tippers like atheists on Reddit. They're generally the same guy.
So you're talking like, not necessarily amazing atheists, but they're not those fedora tippers. By the way, don't tend to be big defenders of the state. They tend to be like supporters of people like AOC and people of that sort. They tend to be definite left of center and super. What's the word? Kind of grating, irritating. It's funny how you mentioned, neoconservatism leads you to be annoying on Twitter when you're honestly one of the most annoying figures on Twitter that I can think of. I mean, there are more annoying people. Liz was pretty annoying. Neocons posting their L's is a really annoying dude. But you, I mean, you're just a clown, man. And I mean, I guess it makes sense. You're talking about the Juggalos and everything. I mean, I guess you would own the label of being a clown then, right? So.
Have you ever hung out with a Juggalo?
Like in 2011, like these are.
What did you do? What did you do when you hung out with a Juggalo? What was the activity you guys did? Did you guys smoke weed?
Yeah, I used to smoke weed when I was in high school a long time ago, right?
So, with Juggalos though?
Smoked weed with a Juggalo once. So.
And you're gonna walk away from that, and you're gonna say this is a clown world.
Well, the clown world is like a dog whistle, right? But that's like, I'm not saying that you're using it in that sense, but clown world can go one of two ways. It can either mean the world is screwed up, or it can mean Jews bad, right?
No, I mean whoop clown world, dude.
Oh God, dude. So again, I can't believe there are unironic juggalos still around today. This is like a thing like 10 years ago that was like edgy and stuff. And
I'm not a juggalo. I'm a wigger.
Oh God. Okay. Amazing.
What's amazing about that? Juggalos are, however, adjacent to us. So there's a lot of overlap.
Ace, are you high right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured
Why
so.
wouldn't I be? You want me to show up? What kind of person would show up to this sober? Are you serious? Is that a serious question? Why wouldn't I be? I have to be blazed out of my mind to do this. Absolutely, I am.
Yeah, I know you had to be blazed out of your mind to do it because you were backing out of the debate or dodging the debate for quite a while.
It's not dodging a debate. It's like how I'm going to quote Michael Malice, hanging up on the telemarketer because you're scared to debate him. I don't have to debate you guys. You guys are just obnoxious. I'm doing this so no other anarchist has to waste their time on you guys any longer. This should be the last time any of us have to interact with any of you guys. And both of us can go our separate ways. You can continue interacting with the 50 people who take you guys seriously, and we'll continue interacting with the 100 people who take us seriously. Yes, that's right. We only have 50 more than you.
Yeah, see, that's what's funny. I do find it funny how you're like calling the neocons and stuff a fringe ideology. At least you're not like Kyle Kalinske, who thinks that the neocons are everybody in power, which is kind of funny. Because at the end of the day, neoconservatism is not as big as it used to be. I think it's in hibernation status right now, and I'm trying to bring it back. But you guys are also pretty fringe and a tiny minority. I mean, Liberty Lockdown admitted to being like basically a small group politically.
Yeah, and so have I. So what's this tell you? So will every one of us you ask. We all acknowledge that.
Okay. But then you're like making fun of neocons for being fringe and everything.
Yeah, like, because you used to not be. It's funny. If we could ever end up where you guys used to be, it'd be game over. We would never go back to being fringe. Once people understood anarchism and understood how it worked, we'd never go back to being fringe like you do. Your guys' thing was so bad it lasted for a very small period of time. Now you're the laughing stock. And in fact, thanks a lot, neocons. You've given way to progressivism. Now progressivism's winning. That you guys couldn't retain power at all because of how inept every neocon is, and you've ceded it to progressivism, and now they run the world. Thanks a lot. Round of applause to the neocons.
Okay, so how did neoconservatives give rise to progressivism? I guess I got two questions.
Didn't give rise. You ceded way.
Not exactly. John McCain and Mitt Romney both did fairly well. Now, they aren't in and of themselves neocons. However, what you're talking about is basically the mainstream media, by and large, has a very progressive bias and an anti-neocon bias. And somehow we ceded ground. It's like, no, you lose some elections, you win some elections. We're going to be back, mind you. And we're going to be back with a fury. And we're going to take out North Korea. And we're going to take out Iran and whatnot down the road. But for you guys, I got a question. You said that, well, if you guys were in power, even for the same amount of time, everybody would get anarchism and you guys would win. Can you explain anarchism? Like, give your sales pitch for anarchism. Why should people be anarchists?
I have a better question, and which will explain that question you just asked me. Who are the other people you've smoked weed with other than juggalos?
Buddies from high school.
Like, what's the weirdest group? Would juggalos be number one?
No. Reactionary, I guess primitive fascists would probably be the most fringe group, probably. Those guys were interesting, but
you hung out and smoked weed with primitive fascists?
Yeah.
That's pretty wicked. That beats mine, actually.
Like I've said before, like it's not like a secret or anything. I used to hang around communists in high school and fascists in high school. So, you know.
I didn't know the handicap stall went that big.
Dude, see, here's the thing, right? So here's the thing. Your entire ideology is basically a joke. And I guess it makes sense why you've got these dad jokes and stuff and everything right now, because you've basically internalized the fact that you guys are a laughing stock. So you might as well own it. It's kind of like how I own the whole Google gang sort of thing, right? At least there's that. At least you guys are kind of owning the whole being a joke thing. So what's the deal with anarchism? Why should people be anarchists, Ace? Why are you an anarchist?
What part of smoking weed with the juggalos doesn't resonate with you, dude? I can't believe you did that and you didn't walk away anarchist.
I did that, and I figured it was, I'm not even against weed as a drug. That's the furthest I go. I'm against, obviously, legalizing other shit, but you don't even have to be an anarchist to support smoking weed, by the way. I actually think that weed should be legal, and it is legal in Canada, for example. So,
do you think the coronavirus should be legal?
What? So you're asking me about my stance on the lockdowns. Is that what you're getting at? Because I've got my criticism as to how Trudeau and shit have handled the lockdowns. Right?
Where did I say lockdowns? I'm asking you if coronavirus should be illegal.
What does that even mean?
Dog, have you not been paying attention for the past year?
Should coronavirus be illegal? What does that mean, dude? What?
There's this guy here named Andrew Yang who brought coronavirus over and he spread it and it's attacked everybody. Andrew Yang keeps giving these people coronavirus. Should that be illegal?
So this is coronavirus. Is that some dog whistle? Are we doing some dog whistle now against what, Asians or what's the deal?
What do you mean coronavirus?
Well, that's what you said.
What's it called?
Well, you said corona. It's referred to as corona.
Oh, well, coronavirus. I'm sorry. I thought it was corona, dude.
So what's the dog?
Okay, you got me on this one. All right, fine. You got me on coronavirus. Check that one. So that's 1 you, 1 me, I think is the score right now. It's 1-1. All right, it's your turn to serve. What do you got for me?
Okay. So anarchists obviously can't defend against an invading superpower. Now, when I asked Keith about this, I'm not sure how well you know Keith or anything, but he tried to represent the anarchist side, and he said that, well, if China invades America, he would send PDFs of Rothbard over to communist China, and then they would turn against their leader, and everybody would basically, I guess, be anarchists or something at that point. Are you going to double down on that, or what would you say is how an anarchist society would be able to defend itself against the state invading?
What stops Iceland from getting invaded right now?
NATO and the American umbrella.
No, what stops Iceland from getting invaded is it's not very base, dude.
Well, I guess we could to some extent agree on that. They've got very high taxes and shit. So,
thank you. So now it's 2-1. All right, so it's my turn. Have you ever served in the military?
Oh God, we're doing the meme. When are you joining the military, though? Are we doing the meme?
No, you don't know where I'm going with this. Have you ever served in the military?
I have not.
Well,
have you?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
It was, and here's why I joined, and here's why I think you should join as well. And it's not just because you can see firsthand what being in the military is like, so that way other people don't call you a coward, which is where I think you figured I was going with this. But instead, you could see what it's like.
You're either a coward or a war criminal. Those are your two options, right? So
correct. In your instance, you're both. That's very impressive.
Wait, I'm both. How am I a war criminal? What war crime did I commit, Ace?
Turn around, dog.
Oh my God. So here's the deal. Right? You're
wearing a suit on 9 p.m. That's the war crime.
Yeah, you're a seditious punk, and you were in the military. You were in the United States military. Is that what I'm hearing right now? And you think that Iran should have nuclear weapons?
Hell yeah, let's just make it an even fight, dude.
That's beyond stupid and completely counter to self-preservation.
Why won't you join the military though? What's your reason?
Me?
Yeah.
It's a couple of reasons.
I think you're homophobic.
Excuse me?
I think you won't join because you're homophobic.
Well, you're the one calling everything gay.
I'm gay.
Okay.
I joined the Army so I could be around a bunch. So when you go to basic training, I went to Fort Benning, Georgia. And while I was in Fort Benning, Georgia, you're in a bay with 60 dudes. And then they make you all line up naked to make sure you don't have anything. And you're standing there with 60 dudes, and you go into a shower, and one by one, you just shower with a bunch of shirtless, naked dudes. They're all getting soapy and wet next to you. And it's a really great time. I'm surprised you haven't joined. Why
Okay.
haven't you? I'm recommending this for
So
you to
you're
go.
gay and you're defending a regime that executes gay people having nukes. That's beyond self-defeating and stupid.
No, you don't get it, dude. They're not executing gay people in Iran.
Yes, they are. Are you serious right now? Like, how drunk are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
No, it's just a misunderstanding. My point is, why haven't you joined to hang out with the shirtless guys?
So you're doing the meme, but
It's
you're
not
doing
a
the
meme. Why haven't
you're
you?
doing the meme,
Why didn't
dude.
you join? Why
You're
didn't you join?
doing the meme,
It's
dude.
not a meme. Why didn't you join? It's a serious question. I'm sure many anarchists would like to hear the answer. Why didn't regardless? What if it's not a meme? Why didn't you join? What's the good excuse for a neocon who won't join?
It is a meme, whether you intended to be a meme or not, because Daniel didn't intend it as a meme. He had never heard of the meme before. He just did the meme because he wasn't very bright. You're still doing the meme, dude.
Okay, well, let's say it's a meme then. Meme on me. I'm giving you a free dunk.
It's literally
dunk on me.
the meme, but just shirtless. That's the only difference. You're doing the meme.
Then dunk on me. Why won't the neocon join the military? Dunk on me. Go ahead. If it's such a meme, go ahead and dunk.
Yeah, so a couple of reasons.
Clonk.
So the first is the if I joined the Canadian military right now, are we going to just immediately all of a sudden, because I enlist, invade North Korea? Is that really how that works? No. So I can do a lot more by changing the culture over here than I could, even if I was the best soldier in the world, which I wouldn't be. You're only as good as your commanding leadership. In this case, Trudeau. Trudeau's a bootlicker for communist China. So why would I not instead focus on changing the political culture? So,
how effective have you been in that regard?
Well, I'm about 2% the way through the length of this channel so far. So not as effective as I'd like to be, but compared to where I'll be in 20 years, yeah, we're basically going to bring about a neoconservative renaissance. We got a bunch of young hawks that used to be isolationists that watch this show, and we're just starting out. So come back in 10 years, 20 years. Let's see what happens. So
what do you think is going to be driven back further? Neoconservatives on the political front in 20 years, or your widow's peak in 20 years?
So you're just here to troll right now, right?
Yes, I just came here to talk shit to you. That's correct.
Basically. Yeah, and you know what I find great about this is the fact that you were afraid to even come here and talk shit for a couple weeks, and it took your compatriots on the anarchist side coming here and actually debating me to snap you out of it and say, okay, finally we'll debate, because you were against debating me at first. You were scared to debate me at first, and you're like, oh no, I'm not going to debate that guy. And then everybody was like, dude, why are you scared to debate it? So you weren't even going to make a serious debate, and you were still scared to even come here. I mean, dude, what's the deal with that? Because to everybody here, you just sound chicken shit, dude.
All right, that was a really good closing statement. Unfortunately, the final score is 7-1, and it looks like I destroyed you.
Okay, so you're high out of your mind. You're obviously probably to some extent drunk. And
I do not drink.
You think that Iran should have nuclear weapons.
So that's another point for me. It's 8-1 now. I don't drink.
You're opposed to police. You're basically everything that the Western world should despise, and we should completely reject everything that you stand for. And I will say, I think it's been an enlightening debate so far, because people do really get to see what kind of scumbag the anarchists are. And
yeah, all 7 of them get to see it. Oh, no.
This is what you're selling.
What if I'm not even ace? Wouldn't that be funny?
You're a joke. It honestly wouldn't matter, because the memes that you've done tonight are so of the likeness that Ace would do that I don't even care if you're one of Ace's buddies. It literally doesn't matter. I think people got some entertainment tonight. I think on the whole, people get to see, this is the best foot forward that the anarchists can put up, and it's fucking cringe. So,
well, thank you.
So I guess
it's taken a loss in stride. I think it was very, very nice of you.
What a meme. What a meme, dude. What a meme, dude. Wow. So,
do you have any retort to being a JROTC friend?
man, this is yeah. So this was an interesting experience. I mean, we had one other question actually. Why is
It's
it that
10
you do
inches.
apologetics? Why do you do apologetics for the Houthis if you're some anarchist? Wouldn't you be against fundamentalists, especially if you're gay? Why are you defending the Houthis? That seems totally dumb.
I just do whatever makes you mad.
So I live rent free in your head. Okay, wonderful. Based. Score 1 for me. Score 10 for me, dude.
That's like saying, "Oh, I'm the kid who eats glue lives rent free in your head because you make fun of him in school." No, I'm just making fun of you. You don't live rent free. I stopped thinking about you once I click leave studio here.
Yeah, sure you do. Sure you do. So I think it's been. I think this has probably been the shortest debate that we've ever done. I mean, unless you got anything else, I don't really see anything productive coming from this going forward. I think it's a giant meme. So
yeah, everyone go check out boys.town. I have a 10-inch penis. Thank you.
Well, there we go. Ace Archist, everybody. I'm going to be doing a post show in about 5 minutes. Again, the face of anarchism, everybody. An absolute clown, a total joke. So there we go. There we go. So I will be doing the post show very shortly to go over what a what a clown ball this dude was. And yeah, I think that was an enlightening experience. I just want to say why it is correct here in his assessment of Ace's performance, what he just said. So you've organized your life around disliking Kevin. Yeah, that's basically it. Hashtag rent free. He admitted right there near the end that his entire presence and everything on the internet essentially is just to piss me off. That's pretty based. It's pretty based, honestly. So not that he's somebody who to any extent is important or anything, but the fact that there's a guy who's got 2,500 followers over on Twitter and say whatever he wants and everything, dedicates so much of his time to just hating me and going after my supporters. I mean, if that's not rent free, I don't know what is, right? So, wow. Imagine unironically being an anarchist. So we're going to do the post show, like I said, in about 5 minutes. I'll see you there. And I'm going to be sending out some invites to the Hawks. So feel free, of course, to check your DMs on Twitter if you're in my inner circle, and we'll talk about that. Have a good night, everybody. See you shortly.